Hello and welcome to VOP Business Show. I'm Kayla Abraham. The Senate will today screen the acting governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, for confirmation into a substantive capacity alongside 4 nominees for the positions of the CBN deputy governors to steer the affairs of the Apex Bank in the next 5 years. The Red Chamber, which is returning from its 2-month annual vacation, has also scheduled the screening of 2 additional ministerial nominees by President Bola Tinubu for Tuesday, October 3, 2023. The media office of the Senate, leader Opeyemi Bamidele, disclosed this in a statement yesterday evening. While the National Assembly was on break, the president appointed Jamila Ibrahim and Ayodele Olawande as Ministers of Youth and Ministers of State for Youth, respectively. Tinubu also approved the nomination of Cardoso as the new governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, pending his confirmation by the Senate. Last week, Cardoso resumed as the CBN governor in an acting capacity, pending his screening and expected confirmation by the Senate. The Nigerian Labour Congress has accused the federal government of delaying the negotiations on post-subsidy palliatives for workers 4 months after the removal of the fuel subsidy, which has compounded the hardships in the country. In response to the perceived lethargy of the government, organized Labour will today hold an emergency National Executive Council meeting where it will take decisions on its next step. The NEC comprises all presidents, general secretaries, treasurers of all NSC's affiliate unions, state chairpersons, and secretaries of the NLC State Councils, chairperson of the NLC Youth Committee, and members of the National Administrative Council. The Labour Union had earlier embarked on a 2-day warning strike on September 5 and 6 in readiness for an indefinite strike to press home its demands. The 21-day ultimatum issued by the Congress expired last Friday, and the union consequently scheduled an emergency meeting of its NEC for today. The federal government has declared Wednesday, September 27 as a public holiday. This is to mark the Eid-ul-Mawlid celebration and the birth of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. The announcement was made in a statement yesterday by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, Oluwatoyin Akinlade. She noted that the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, urged Nigerians to be tolerant. A bridge along the Enugu-Port Harcourt expressway in Enugu State collapsed yesterday, according to a statement from the state government. The cause of the collapse is still under investigation. It is not yet clear if there were any casualties. The state government has advised motorists to avoid the area as emergency crews work to clear the debris and assess the damage. The Nigeria Customs Service disclosed that it partnered with the Nigerian Port Authority and the Nigerian Export Promotion Council to establish 5 export processing terminals to enhance trade facilitation of non-oil export. Speaking at an enlightenment organized by the Nigerian Shippers Council in collaboration with the Presidential Enabling Business Environmental Council in Lagos, the Customs Area Controller of Lily Pond Export Command, Mohammed Babadende, stated that the 5 established EPTs are charged with the mandate of undertaking the stuffing, examination, and documentation processes. The customs boss listed the EPTs to include Diamond Star, S. Libra, Bellington Cargo, Tenzik Energy, and Sundale Terminal. He stated that efforts of the service in terms of export have led to drastic reduction of delays in export processing, making the business of export effective and efficient since all the agencies are domiciled in one place, and reduced congestion along the access roads to the ports and also inside the port terminals. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company and the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board yesterday signed a memorandum of understanding with international oil companies to reduce contracting cycle in the sector to an optimal level of not more than 180 working days. All parties signed the MOU at the headquarters of the national oil firm in Abuja, according to a statement issued by the management of the company. An optimized contracting cycle was expected to improve the ease of doing business, reduce cost and driving efficiency, which would eventually translate to production growth, increased revenues, and ultimately improved profitability. The MOU was also expected to contribute significantly to the double-digit economic growth rate agenda of the federal government and generate value for all stakeholders, including investors, companies, host communities, and Nigeria. Key benefits of the framework in the MOU, according to NNPC, included a reduction of the contracting cycle for open competitive tender, selective tender, and single sourcing tender to 180, 78, and 128 working days, respectively. This was in contrast with the current best effort performance of 327, 333, and 185 working days, respectively. The Group Chief Executive Officer, NNPC, Mele Kyari, stated signing the agreement had brought exciting times for the nation's oil and gas industry and stood as a bold testimony that the company was plunging into the future of hope, productivity, and success. Kyari, who was represented at the occasion by NNPCL's Executive Vice President Upstream, Meyiwa Eyasan, added that with oil and gas as the bedrock of Nigeria's economy, there was need to get the contracting process in the industry right so as to get the economy back on track. The Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise has called on the newly appointed governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, to prioritize clearing the backlog of forex exchange obligations. This call was made in a press statement by the non-governmental organization. The managing director of CPPE, Muda Yusuf, who signed the statement, disclosed that the clearance of the backlog of forex obligations should be accorded high priority to restore the confidence of domestic and foreign investors. He tasked Cardoso with the implementation of policies to deepen stakeholder engagement and strengthen the efficiency of the financial system. On Friday, the naira reached its lowest point at 995 naira against the US dollar due to heightened demand and insufficient supply. He suggested that the newly appointed CBN management team should, in addition to existing investor and exporter exchange window, create an autonomous window in the banking system where the currency can trade freely without any encumbrances. According to Yusuf, another issue before the new CBN leadership is deepening the financial intermediation role of the deposit money banks, which is the primary role in an economy. Further, Yusuf proposed that the new CBN leadership should address the efficiency of the financial system, particularly the high spread between deposit and lending rates in the Nigerian banking system, which indicates significant efficiency problems. Yusuf further called for the new CBN governor to ensure the recapitalization of banks. The naira yesterday closed at 995 naira to dollar at the parallel market. That was the same rate as closed last Friday. The local currency, however, exchanged at 773.25 naira to dollar at the investors and exporters window. The rate represents 3.41% depreciation from Friday's closing rate. Reports from FMDQ Exchange showed there was $65 million turnover, an indication of continued low dollar liquidity. And that's all on VOP Business Show and VOP TV. We would like you to subscribe and engage us on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV, and on other social media platforms at VOP TV Live. I'm Kayla Abraham. Thanks for watching.